Hello everyone, welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is Iggy, and today I'm going to talk about a subject that I think some of you might be interested in, and that is to paint or not to paint. Now what I've done is taken a group of Marx, miners, trappers, and cowboys, and I have some that are unpainted and some that are painted. And I thought we would compare and contrast and talk about some of the pitfalls of painting your figures and some of the advantages of keeping them unpainted. So let's begin. We start off today's video with this cabin in the background. And that's a 1953 Ford Apache headquarters building. It's made of tin. Marx included this particular cabin in several of its early 1950s play sets. And as time would wear on, they would produce this cabin with the door closed and with a smokestack type of chimney over on this side, instead of a traditional stone chimney on the left side. Now that's factory painted, so I didn't have to worry about the conundrum of paint or no paint. So let's take a look at this. This is the mine cave, and I know this came in, I believe, the Gunsmoke playset, which I thought was kind of curious why they would include that with the this with that. But I think it also came in a Roy Rogers Mineral City playset, but I wasn't able to find. Sorry, I hiccuped. I wasn't able to find that in my catalog today. What I had done with this one is it came in a gray plastic. I painted it brown, and then I painted the support beams here, and then I included a piece of cardboard in the back, which I painted a dark purple to give it the mine cave some depth to it. Then I took a piece of HO railroad track and put this barrier on the end of it, which I think this originally was a post that you would tie your horses to. And I glued some rocks to it. The ore car I made from taking a HO gondola car and cutting it into a third, and then putting rocks inside of it, so that it looks like it's ore being removed from the mine. So let's take a look at this real quick, so I can show you. You can see it's gray, and then I have a piece of cardboard on the back, which I painted. And the reason being is I wanted to get some sort of depth so it looked like it wasn't just a short little tunnel. Okay, so first up, let's take a look at these two fellas that we have in the front. Both of them are running towards, I guess, a tied up calf or something that is ready to be branded. They both are holding branding irons. So, to paint or not to paint? Sein oder nicht sein? Das ist die Frage. So you give you a close-up of him. Now, if you are going to paint, this is a really good color of figure to paint. The darker they are, the harder it is to see details. So if you get a light colored figures such as this, you can have greater success painting them. I've been told by some people that you should wash them in warm soapy water. One of the things I tried was spraying them with lacquer and letting them dry and then painting them. However, there's still difficulties with painting them, and I'll show you what some of those might be. Okay, let's go over here. I have these two fighting guys. I got this one here. I painted him. And then this guy here. I guess he's bitch slapping him like Kurt Russell did to that guy in Tombstone. Do you remember that? That was a great scene. He says, "You're in my seat. Who the hell are you?" Whack! If you're going to pull that iron, do it now. Okay, over here we have a grouping of unpainted figures. A couple painted figures in the background. Now, I do suggest that you not paint original Marx figures. Leave them as be. All the figures that I've painted and which you see here are reproduction figures. You can see what color they were. They were sort of a dirty yellow color. Okay. So here's the unpainted gunman. And then we have the painted gunman. And you see there, it kind of looks like John Wayne, doesn't it? Okay, let's go over here. And you can see a figure with what appears to be a bag of gold. Now, if that was a bag of gold, that would be enough to retire on right there. It kind of reminds me of that scene in Indiana Jones where he pulls out a bag of sand and starts putting it on the temple altar to get the idol. And you guys know what happens next. Now this one here, I think he was supposed to be carrying a saddle or a bale of hay or something to that effect. But I never had whatever it was he was supposed to be carrying. Now I'm going to show you with this figure why painting them can be somewhat challenging. You can see here on this Pioneer's rifle that the paint is cracked off, and that's always a problem. Now these figures I painted with a latex paint. You can see it cracked off on his arm there too, exposing the yellow. I found the problem with the latex paint is that sometimes it would come off like that, but it was even worse with the oil-based paints. Those would crackle and peel rather easily over time. Now I'm going to show you this. This is another problem. It's a horseman, and the paint has completely cracked off of the his pistol and on his boot. It looks like he's wearing gaiters. See that? That's supposed to be painted, but it all cracked off. Now, you might be wondering about my color selection with some of these. I tried to paint them so that they would resemble I'm sorry, I found something. I can't make it out. It's... Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Let me move the camera. See those two things that look like boogers? That's paint that just cracked off that figure I was handling. So that illustrates the pitfalls that I've been discussing today. It's fun to paint them. It's a nice distraction. It's a nice hobby. I'm not very good at it, so I haven't done it a lot. But when you do get involved with it, it helps pass the time, and it's enjoyable. So paint or not to paint? That's a question that I'm really not able to answer because I don't know. I like looking at them when they're painted, but I also understand that it can be difficult. I painted mine to look like Timpo toys, and I did that deliberately because I knew that in advance that I did not have the skill to make them look like realistic models, because there is a difference between a model and a toy. And these, of course, are toys, albeit toys that are realistic looking, but are still toys nonetheless, and not models. So there you have it, friends. I leave it to your discretion to decide what you'd like to do. So let's pan over our little busy cowboy town here. So on the next rainy day, I suggest that you get out the paints. Now, I used latex paints, but that's also your choice. I called my friend Doug the other day and had mentioned to him that I was having trouble with the paint. He said that there was a paint that would absorb better into the plastic. And he called the paint department at Universal Studios, and he actually got a hold of someone, and they were talking about how they painted the shark in Jaws, and that they had pretty good luck. And he said, well, what kind of paint did you use? And he said, the guy said, well, I'm sorry, that's a trade secret. Now, I know that detail, not the old Britain's detail, but the new Britain's detail that's being made in Argentina, the paint they're using seems to hold up pretty well. My brother painted a lot of our blue and gray Civil War soldiers, and over the years they all cracked and crumbled. That's why for a long time I didn't want any painted figures and just kept to the naked plastic. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for you for this video. Thanks for coming along. Remember to hit the notification bell and to subscribe if you haven't already. I like to produce a lot of videos. I don't have much to do out here in Florida. All my friends are back west, and it's hard to make friends when you're old. A lot of women don't want their husbands hanging out with a single guy. And I laugh when I hear that because I don't go to strip clubs. I don't go to bars. I don't go to saloons. I don't drink, don't smoke pot. I think their husband is going to be pretty safe from getting put in jail or something. And I have no game with the chicks, so I don't think anyone has to worry about me getting their husband in trouble. But anyway, it's a difficulty when you're older. Most people like to keep the friends they made when they were younger, and that's it. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just throwing darts in the dark, trying to describe why it's difficult. But that's all I've got for you this time. And stay tuned, because I'm going to have, after I post this video, I think I'm going to post one more today and then possibly one tomorrow. So that's it for now. This is Iggy saying thanks for getting Iggy with it. Good night, and you guys have a great one, okay? Take care of each other.